The date is... And the task at hand? A simple one. Drive into a wall, collect a bunch of junk, don't break anything, avoid any hazards or monsters, bring it back to your designated extraction points, then get the hell out of here. Shop, rinse, repeat. The taxman has graciously provided helpers to aid you in completing the task. However helpful they are is in the air. Work as a team or split up. Strategize your routes, just make sure not to break anything. The monsters may not even be the biggest of your concern. Welcome to R.E.P.O. Published to Steam February 26th, R.E.P.O is a co-op physics-based horror game where the scariest thing you'll encounter isn't even the monsters. In R.E.P.O you go through an assortment of different dungeons, each of which having a different theme, with the single goal, bring the required loot quota to the extraction point, all to please the taxman, someone who communicates to us only in emojis, so that you can leave and move on to the next level. Now you could do this alone, if you have no friends.
However,
you are friendless.
Or you could take 5 equally autistic people with you. This game is what I'd like to refer to as the ultimate schizophrenic friendship test.
No, get off me, you foul beast.
Where you'll be pushed to your absolute limits on how much you can put up with your friend's bullshit. Oh my god. You play as these little robots which look like the old Android mascot, who are constantly judging what you say at all times. Through an assortment of dungeons, you will find a variety of different hazards, such as bottomless pits, items that can hurt you or damage your loot, or even monsters.
let's not worry about that just yet.
You start the day, leave the van and notice the extraction point. Here is where you'll be bringing all of your loot. At the top of the screen is the required quota for you to bring to the point. You'll find loot scattered around the randomly generated hallways, each one fluctuating in price. The heavier the item, the more it's worth. To pick up these items, you just have to hold down the left mouse button. You can bring them closer or further from you by using the scroll wheel. You can also rotate the item by using the right mouse button. Sometimes there'll be objects that are too heavy for you to carry on your own. These require more than one person to lift into the cart. This is where one of the game's main team play gimmicks come into play, where you cooperate with your squad mates, giving each other split-second commands on where to go.
Pivot. 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 Pivot.
Shut the fuck up! But do be careful, however, as items' worth will decrease through damage by hitting them against walls, floors, monsters, or even other players. When items are too heavy and require multiple players to handle, this problem is a lot more prevalent, which can and will test your group's communication skills. Or, you know, you could just...
Don't put this on me.
It's running out of money.
Oh no! Oh no!
Collecting all of these items in your company-provided Tesco trolley
Sorry, bro.
and taking it back to the extraction point, once you meet the required quota, the machine will take out all of that dosh and let you leave to go to the next place. Any money that you make above the required quota will be added onto your pockets as overtime pay. Between your missions, however, you're taken to the shop, where you can buy a variety of tools, which can include stun grenades that flashbang the monsters, or even your teammates, as well as ones that will fling everything in an AoE blast. Weapons, such as regular grenades. You can also find melee weapons, like Smash Brothers' own All-Star Bat, the frying pan. There's an assortment of pistols, firearms, and other things. And if you manage to get into a specific ceiling panel, you can have one of your teammates give you uppies or use an anti-grav item to get into the ceiling to find a bunch of other items like human grenades, cluster grenades, cheaper in price, being half as effective. All of these non-single-use items have durability and or energy charges, which requires either the energy crystal or the recharge cube. However, the most important thing that you will be regularly buying from the shop is the upgrades. Upgrades will randomize each visit you take to the shop. Stat upgrades will affect different areas of your character and can dramatically shift the way that you clear the levels. Those being stamina, letting you run faster, health, which gives you more health, and strength, allowing you to have an easier time picking up some of the heavier items, even allowing you to single-handedly pick up items that would otherwise require more than one person to handle. Other upgrades are just for straight up upgrading your run, like double jumps, increased launch distance for when you turn into a prop, and probably the most useful one, the ability to see all players on the map. The funny thing about the shop is that you can actually use the items in the shop without paying for them, which would go exactly how you would think.
Yes. I would run.
Moving on to the next area as you go through your normal routine. However, there are now 2 extraction points, one outside of the spawn and the other plopped somewhere around on the map. Once you fill the first quota, then you have to look for the second point in order to activate it. The number of extraction points will only increase from here on out, increasing the length of time that you'll be spending on these levels. However, there is no time limit, so there is no rush to get through these levels as fast as you can, meaning that you can take it at your own pace so you can properly sweep the entire area. When I played Lethal Company, I always felt like there was too little time to actually explore the areas and get a good feel of everything. But in R.E.P.O, you don't actually have to worry about England's nicest pit bull tearing you apart. All you need to worry about is a blind old person with a gun. An enemy that hears the littlest sound you make, deleting you cross-map just because your idiot teammate got the bright idea to stand behind you and use his little soundboard to blast a vine boom. And then placing your death in a R.E.P.O funniest moments video. Well, unless you're Alfie. We were lucky that it only hit his brain. He still died though. From here, any money that you make over the first quota is given back to you in a money bag that you can use for the second extraction point. But be careful when it comes to overfilling the point, as doing so can cause the funnel to break any items that are sticking out of the side. This can be especially detrimental in the later levels, when you carefully bring a picture frame or a clock to the point just to not place it entirely in the middle, and watch the time you spent hauling it across the map go to waste as your item is reduced to atoms in front of your very eyes. A situation like this will cause a chemical release in your brain that will cause an immediate shock of anger, high blood pressure, and murderous tendencies to kick in, commonly referred to as crashing out. When this occurs, you, your friends, loved ones, or any physical items on your desk are not safe. In a game involving avoiding monsters, the scariest thing in this situation is being an object in your surrounding area. And speaking of monsters, the game sports a bunch of unique and different monsters, ranging from normal enemies to total abominations, each one behaving in their own individual way, whether it be things like a floating head, the Michelin Man, to God personified. These monsters will spawn in every now and then in the levels, and just wander around until they see you. With the exception of a few, they will make their life goal to ensure the immediate end of your life. Now let's say you're playing with friends and you die. All that your friend needs to do is take your head to the extraction point, and when you cash out your items, you'll be revived, as well as any other dead players that are placed upon it. Now, because this is a physics game, everything can be used to fight the monsters, even bags of dosh. You're even rewarded for killing them with cash. The higher the threat, the more money you'll receive, so there is an incentive to take them on.
No, use it, use it, use it. Walk up, walk up.
Oh shit! Did we do it? Yeah.
Jump. Yeah.
I am on 25 health now. After me.
But I haven't even mentioned the scariest monster of all, and that is your teammates. Let's set the scene. You're on the 4th level. The required quota is 15k, and so far you're at 12. And you and your teammate has found a very fragile item that's worth over 3,000. Getting this to the extraction point will win you the game. And then this lobotomized sees what you're doing, and due to his dangerous levels of utter and complete schizophrenic autism, decided it would be a very funny idea to instantly smash the item in front of your very eyes, throwing the whole mission. Because R.E.P.O provides so many opportunities for griefing, situations like this are so much more common than you think. And in lobbies of 6, it's not that much of a surprise that at least one of your teammates has snipped the part of his brain responsible for being a good and functioning member of society. You know, unless you are one of those people. Now let's say that you and your teammates all somehow managed to get killed.
It's dead. It's over.
Just to help you get over the fact that you all lost almost around about 2 hours worth of work, you get taken to the disposal zone. And instead of just a straight up game over, the game throws you into a bottomless pit with a big ring in the middle. Kill your friends and be crowned the king of the losers.
Oh my god. I'm actually scared of the hammer. I'm actually really scared of it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, what?
What's the deal?
King of the losers!
I feel like a winner. Other than that, there is one more thing I want to bust over, and that is the atmosphere of this game. All of the sounds that you hear just really helps the horror, in my opinion. This is intensified when you're on your own, and all of your teammates are dead. Walking through the barren hallways, hearing the distant sounds of the same monsters who ripped all of your friend apart, now prowling the halls looking for you. The entire game rests upon your shoulders. The little creaks and stings is something that I just want injected directly into my veins. I especially like the world and its feel. It's clearly a desolate wasteland. Take the shop, which is littered with human skeletons. It really just makes you wonder what happened to this place. Maybe sometime in the future we may know. Maybe this question is best left unanswered. And then there's just the funny stuff.
Get in there.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh god.
I'm gonna f***ing smash it.
Joshua, what are you doing?
I've got the time.
Oh shit, you got me. Help.
Alfie, you're actually so bad. Oh my god. Oh my god, all the items are gonna go! No! Oh, you're gonna have to put it all back in, man.
It's all broken. That's the funniest If you ask me, R.E.P.O does everything that Lethal Company does, but way better. With a larger lobby, the opportunity for trolling being so much higher, this game is the next streamer game, and I do not mean that in a negative way. And with its first major content update seemingly just around the corner, the future for this game is looking pretty bright. I cannot wait to see what it has more in store. But with that, we reach the end of this nightmare. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, why not sub for more? Join the Discord server, and I'll see you next time.